evening and welcome to KMTV. I'm Josie Hannett, your top stories this evening. Suspected road race, man on trial after death, armed police called out in Gillingham, and it's Trump, presidential candidate will be the guy. But first this evening, a crash that killed a man on the old Thanet Way near Herne Bay happened after two drivers were racing each other, it's been alleged. Adrian Stroud, who was at the wheel of his VW Golf, died in April last year, and a passenger in a Range Rover was also hurt. The jury heard that in all likelihood Mr Stroud wasn't wearing a seatbelt when he was thrown from his car and died at the scene. Today, 23-year-old William Cliff has gone on trial, accused of causing his death and injuring Matthew Garner by driving dangerously along the A2290 near the Green Hill roundabout. He's denied the charges. Armed police and a helicopter have been searching for suspects after two men were injured in Gillingham. Police were called to Cavendish Avenue this morning after reports a weapon had been seen. Louisa Britton was at the scene earlier today.
Well, I'm here in Cavendish Avenue in Gillingham, where two men were injured earlier this morning, and police were called to the scene just before 10:30, and the men were taken to hospital, although it's not thought that their injuries are life-threatening. Although the street is quiet at the moment, just minutes ago a forensic investigation van left the scene, and a police helicopter has also been deployed to try and locate further suspects. This is Louisa Britton for KMTV in Gillingham.
6 men have been arrested after a burglary at a house filled with cannabis plants. Officers were called to Edgar Road in Canterbury shortly after 3 this morning when neighbours were woken up. One told how he saw men in a van going in and out of a house in the street. Suspecting a burglary, he called police and patrol cars arrived, only for the van to speed off. It was found abandoned nearby shortly after, and the 6 men, 2 of them teenagers, were arrested. The Queningate car park in Broad Street was cordoned off as part of the investigation. A new facility has been set up at Medway Maritime Hospital for parents whose children are stillborn or die soon after birth. The bereavement suite has rooms for parents so they can grieve and say goodbye to their babies. It's been funded by Abigail's Footsteps, a charity set up by Rochester couple David and Jo Ward. They wanted to create the vital service in memory of their daughter Abigail, who was stillborn in 2009.
To see the culmination of 3 years of work and planning to come to fruition was really important and quite emotional today. There were times when we thought it wouldn't happen, and to finally see the suite completed and to have it opened officially was really a really good feeling today.
And finally, today was the big reveal of the guy for the Edenbridge bonfire night celebrations. Every year, a pantomime villain is picked to be burnt at the stake. Bookmakers even take bets on who may get the nod. This year, it could only go to one man. Well, it may have been an obvious again from across your county. In the meantime, though, don't forget you can keep up to date by listening to KMFM or logging on to kentonline.co.uk. Have a great evening. Good night.